Well, things could have definitely gone better. Fell across the water all night. We don't talk. Eventually I curl up with my head on a pile of rigging, hugging my arms to my chest to ward off the chill. Genzou takes the opposite side of the boat, facing away from me and using his hat as a pillow. Spent who knows how many hours staring up at the stars, and his eyes dancing in nauseating rhythm. All those people doing these things for me that I never asked them to do. Wanted things from me that I never prepared to give. Bring a hand to my chest. The stain on my shirt has grown hard and crusty, and the pain has morphed into a raw ache that mimics the one in my gut. Not even that I couldn't ever see myself being with someone. I don't crave touch sometimes, warm and soft kind, just holding me, that closeness. The thought of what comes with it terrifies me. They all want things from me. Want things that I won't be able to give. At least not until I'm ready. I'll ever even be ready. Guess it was already evidence enough. Guess I would inevitably want it too. Close my eyes, stomach burning with something that's not quite anger. Not quite not. Why do they have to put me in these kinds of situations? That out of breath, I haven't realized I've been holding. And I feel myself drift off to sleep. I keep my blurry eyes open again to take in the sun on the horizon. All I see is a wide swath of blue as far as the eye can see. Genzou is already up, staring out across the water. Cigarette smoke marbles above his head. He looks tired. When he sees me awake, he tries to smile at first. Simply goes back to staring. Don't miss him lining up another as soon as he finishes his first. Nor the way his fingers shake around the paper. Take turns rowing using a set of boards we find lying at the bottom of the boat. Not sure if it does anything, but it at least feels more productive than sitting here twiddling our thumbs. Don't speak about what happened. That would make it too real. Instead, we sit mostly in silence, rowing, resting, watching the sun rise overhead and begin its slow descent back down. The sky has just started to turn a soft shade of pink. Genzou makes a noise, points in the direction we're floating. Spires, and horizon, land. Smile in spite of myself. Thank fucking God. Both sets are rowing now, anxious to be back on solid ground. These spires turn out to be attached to a castle, a large castle. As we row closer, it looms all the larger. Soaring walls, giant towers, twisting walkways, and glittering red peaks. Must be the castle Gidget had mentioned. Olam's castle. Damn, really is huge. Something about that towering presence makes me feel incredibly small. There's a scraping rumble beneath us as the boat slows to a stop. We've hit land. No dock or pier here. Instead, the lake simply glides up against the bank, almost like some kind of grassy beach. Hop out of the boats into ankle-deep water, drag it the rest of the way. Feet squish inside my shoes. Getting pretty dark now. I'm not too keen on walking around this place at night. We should get to the castle. Wait, you actually want to go to that place? Genzou blinks incredulously. Where else would we go? It said Olam lives here. Damn. I am myself waiting for Genzou to follow this up with something smart, but he doesn't. Instead, letting it drift off into silence. So, I lead us up the hill and in the direction of the buildings we saw earlier. It's not far. Already I can see what looks like fishing shacks up on the bend. Past that, cobblestone road leading into the town proper. Place looks deserted. You follow the road towards what seems to be the center of town. More and more buildings lining out either side. Even here, parts remain empty. Windows of the buildings are dark. The only sound is the fountain in the middle of the square. Tinkling, tinkling, tinkling. I look left, right, searching the neighbouring streets. Beside me, Genzou has his hands shoved in his pockets. Simply stands there, shuffling his feet. Fortunately, I can make out the castle on the horizon, even against the darkening sky. Toss a finger towards it. I guess we just keep going that way. Works for me. And so we carry on, past the buildings, following the road out of town, up the path leading towards the castle gates. And this is the first time we haven't actually been taken in by the rabbits. See what looks like twin guard posts come into view as we grow nearer. I sit on either side of the entrance to a bridge that connects to the other side of a moat, the castle gardens beyond. 2 row of guards with spears appear to be manning them. Genzou comes to a stop next to me. This is, suddenly seems like a really bad idea. You didn't think a castle would have guards? I feel my brow arc. Yeah, sure, but none of our friends are homicidal rabbit fiends. Genzou's hands splay out in exasperated emphasis. I goes back to Gidget, what she said in the inn. Guess Orlum commands them. This is his castle after all. And the fact that they tried to kill us earlier doesn't worry you at all. Genzou takes a step backwards. Come on, Eggs. This is really starting to give me a bad feeling. The closer we get to this eyesore, the more I feel like I want to hurl. Don't leave it until we see Orlum. Don't come all this way and through all that. Just in a general direction of the lake. Just leave before we got any answers. With that, begin walking purposely towards the bridge and the rabbit guards. Genzou brings his hand to his hat, fingers curling the fabric, and he lets out a nervous whine, almost like some kind of confused puppy before jogging after me. The closer I get to the rabbits, the taller they seem. Until, once I'm standing right in front of them, loom over me like skyscrapers. They look down at me with twin looks of bemused confusion. I open my mouth, close it. My earlier Grumptian seemed to have disappeared completely. I'm simply reminded of my encounter with the woman in Orlum's apartment. Genzou shuffles up next to me with a huff. I lift a hand to scratch my cheek. Hello? We're, here to see Orlum. Both stare at us a moment longer, before erupting with laughter. Did you hear that? They're here to see the king. Awfully ballsy for a couple of pipsqueaks. The one on the left leans over almost patronizingly. You think you can just waltz up here and get yourself an audience with the most powerful man in the land? The other one brings his hands to his hips. Yeah, you're lucky we don't arrest you right now. If we even suggested it. Beat it, Squirts. Makes my brows furrow. We're his friends. He knows us. Feel my fists start to clench in frustration. Oh, he knows you, does he? He knows everyone in the kingdom. He's the king, after all. And you must think pretty highly of yourself to suggest His Royal Highness would even speak to a disgusting little thing like you, let alone want to fraternize. One emphasizes with a sharp poke on the butt of his spear, right in my stomach, and lurched forward with an oomph. Yeah, look at this homely little rat. The other one grabs a hunk of my hair, jerking my head upwards painfully. What is this, a walking corpse? Slop of the breakfast troughs has more life than this. First Robert grabs Genzou by the collar and lifts him up in the air. And this one's been at the trough too long. Both Roberts erupt into another fit of laughter. We're telling the truth. Just after the overwinning slime ball in there. Robert holding his head gives it another yank, and makes my eyes water, pulls me in close, clicking his tongue against his teeth. Don't waste his time. Nah, the closest you'll get to His Majesty is on his plate. Other rabbit begins looking Genzou up and down, his nose twitching. I was going to suggest we toss him in the stores, but Now I'm starting to think we keep him for ourselves. After all, no need to bother His Majesty with every upstart we have to deal with. Not a bad idea. What His Majesty doesn't know can't hurt him. It's been a while since I had a treat. He's so close now. His breath is fogging up my glasses. I feel my heart picking up in my chest. Then the anger bubbling and frothing. Jake forward, attempting to wrest myself free from the rabbit's grip, tending to throw punches at the front of his slick white armor. Let's go right fucking now. Do you hear me? Big furry galuga? Oh damn, this one is feisty. Rabbit responds by lifting me clear of my feet via my hair. An undignified squeak. Pain shoots straight up, down through my scalp like a knife, sending tears to my eyes as my feet spin uselessly. Watches me for a second in my struggle. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this one. Been way too long since I've gotten to play. Iggy? I hear Genzou's voice shaky. Rabbit holding him responds by giving him a fierce shake and sends his head rocking. Don't worry, you'll get plenty of attention too. I've always needed a little meat on my toys. Fuck. Throw another useless punch. Another useless kick. My head feels like it's on fire. Tears are now dribbling freely down my cheeks. It's all like a commotion at the gate. What's going on down there? Sonic voice suddenly bites through the air. Rabbits drop us instantly and jump to attention. Neither one of them moves, simply eyeing each other nervously. Finally, one of them laughed hisses. Answer it. Why do I have to be the one to? Are you even listening to me? I asked what's going on. West crackles to laugh again. Seems to be coming from the guard post on the right. Second Rabbit cringes and dashes off. Picks up what looks like a small receiver off the inside of the wall of the outpost. Nothing important, Your Majesty. Just two nobility trying to get into the castle. We place them under arrest and we'll take them to the stalls immediately. The pause. Then, trying to get into the castle. Now, that's a rare one. Who are they? Rabbit looks back at us, laying on the ground. Raises a brow. There's a short runway and a tall, sickly one, Your Majesty, sir. Another pause. Then, those are my guests. You ought to bring them inside immediately. Rabbit could have gone white, he would have. Face twists, he turns to look at the other rabbit, who looks seemingly distressed. Of course, right away, Your Majesty. And you two, come to my room once you passed over the road to my attendants. Says we need to have a little chat. The line goes quiet. The rabbit hangs the receiver back with a nervous twitch. Walks back over towards us, face grim. We're to escort you inside. This way, please. Genzou pushes himself to his feet, dusting off his knees with a little grunt. That's more like it. Then we fall in and step behind them, eyes wide and searching as we led across the bridge and through the grounds to the castle beyond. Gets approved from Genzou at some point. One moment we're walking behind a set of attendants down a wide hall lined with stained glass windows. Next, another attendant appears and leads Genzou away down a different corridor. All I can do is shoot him a look of confusion as my own attendants usher me further along the red carpet towards an ornately marbled atrium. There, I'm seen to what seems like seems to be the castle doctor, an older rabbit in a white coat and glasses. Cleans up the wound on my shoulder and stitches the hole closed in what could have been more than 15 minutes. Large furry hands strangely nimble as they work the dark stitches in and out. For most of this minute staring at the far wall, so I don't have to see the needles poking at my skin. Once he's finished, and I've got a wad of gauze med taped across my chest, and myself being led around once again. Always through the arching hallways with ceilings that take my breath away, and past giant paintings and sculptures, ornate enough to make the artist's back and outward blush. I was a bit awestruck by the whole affair. Tenders more than once had to clear their throats to get me moving when I stopped to stare or go at something breathtaking. Before long, however, making it to our next destination, which, as it turns out, is a bath. Guided to the most magnificent bathing room I've seen in my life. It's huge and round, and brilliantly gilded. An enormous mirror takes up an entire length of the ceiling. And at its center is a swimming pool-sized bathtub, lined with bubbling jets of water-squirting fish. We definitely haven't been here before. Tenant hands me a set of plush towels, bows, and leaves the room. Oh, we actually get to wash ourselves this time. Standing there a moment, unsure what to do. Turn towards the bath. Holy fuck. This is... a breath and hear it whistle between my teeth. Shaking my head, finally snap myself out of it. Slip on my shoes and pad towards the edge. Kneel down and dip a finger in the water to test it. Hot, but not too hot. Just right. The smell is heavenly, like a warm hug, marbling out through my nose and lungs. Scrubbing myself out of my clothes quickly after that, then slide in. Feel the water on my skin is indescribable. In fact, at this moment, I wouldn't even hesitate to call it the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life. Right towards the middle of the bath, sinking down to my neck in the ambrosial fluid. That outside that seems to last a million years. This is the life. Gaze goes towards the overhead mirror. Got my head up in amusement. Not looking too shabby. Guess even mirrors here make you look like $1 million. Sound of the door opening jolts me from my gracious self-study. Turn to see a rubber attendant leading a man and a woman wearing nothing but bathrobes. Hand goes immediately between my legs. I take an awkward step back, nearly slipping beneath the water. Majesty has prepared bathers to help you wash. Ah, goddammit. Ever thought I'd be able to wash myself? But choose whichever you prefer, or both if you wish. Tender gestures towards the door next to him. Brows must reach towards the roof. Look back and forth between the man and the woman. Neither one of whom are looking at me. Both gorgeous, though. Clearly haven't been chosen for their looks. Man tall and chiseled, the woman with a sizable bust, flowing hair reaching towards her waist. I suddenly realize what this is. That's... My tongue seems to be stuck on the roof of my mouth. Well, I don't need bathers. I'm fine on my own. Scratch awkwardly at the back of my head. The attendant looks confused. Turns from me to the two at his side. Back to me. Are you sure? I will attend to your every need. My face hanging up. I don't have any needs to be attended to. It's fine. Very well then. Shall let His Majesty know. God damn it, I thought here I'd have an actual choice. Cause I wouldn't mind having both of them attending to me. I mean, this is Iggy, so he gets to decide. Gets a smooth set of claps with his hands and gets the two bathers moving, and leads them back out the door. Once they're gone, I hear the click of the door. Let out the air I'd been unconsciously holding and sink down into the water. That was awkward. The blower seems to bubble, watching them dance and pop on the water surface. Fortunately, the rest of the bath goes by without interruption. I find a tray of soaps and shampoos next to one of the larger fish statues, using to clean myself up, joining the tingly feeling on my scalp as I scrub my finger through my hair. A few laughs pretending I'm a merman. Take a few short 5-minute nap in one of the lounge chairs, molded into the side of the pool. And finally, decide I've had enough and push myself back up and onto the tile, wrapping the towel around my midsection. Almost as if on cue, True Rabbit's attendant enters the room, quickly ushers me through a nearby door into an ornate vanity room. I'm seated on a plush throne in front of a giant mirror. I'm given the full pampering treatment: powder, blow curl, or blow dry, curl. Hell, they even seem to trim some of my split ends. Or at least I'm not getting like a rushed haircut like last time. Once this is finished, I'm guided towards a set of standing mirrors, where another rabbit with a bundle of pins in his mouth is waiting with a measuring tape. Snatch the tape up and down my legs, across my arms, around my waist, all of it practiced and efficient and done in about 60 seconds. Then it's on the move again, this time into another room filled with pillows and cushions, and blankets, even a few stuffed bears. Soft and relaxing music is playing from somewhere. Sniff what smells like incense drifting out from a small glowing bulb. Until your suit is ready, the attendant says, as though this is somehow self-explanatory, while bowing and once again exiting the room. My suit? And we even get our own clothes made. Man, this is the fucking life. Maybe we should have been nicer to all to begin with. He's already gone. So instead, wander towards a giant pile of cushions and fall down into it with a soft whoosh. This has now officially been the strangest experience of my life. I stare at the ceiling. Then crawl up on my elbows and grab one of the bears, put it in my lap as I peruse the rest of the room. To the right, I spy fancy goldly trays filled with chocolates, fruits, and cakes. To the left, buckets of ice with a sort of wines, champagnes, and brandies. Don't mind if I do. Pour myself some wine and lie back with a small plateful of cake balanced on my chest. My mind goes to Genzou. Wonder if he's been given the same royal treatment as me. Nope, he's definitely not. And twinge of shame, admittedly. Glad they separated us. Not only because of how awkward things became between us, but also now that I know that some reason my gaze falls to my taut legs, currently lying splayed out across the cushions. A growl of discomfort returns to my belly. I extendedly bring my legs together. Yeah, it would have been for the best. Not that I think Genzou would. But then again, Gidget, I guess back to her naked shoulders. Her naked. Bring my hand to my face, rubbing at my eyes. I guess twisting and coiling my belly again. Take an extra large quaff of wine to quell it. 10 or so minutes later, my attendants return, one of them with a black suit draped across his arms. Damn, that was quick, I chuckled in spite of myself. Then led for a final time back to the mirrors, and fitted into the suit like a glove. Seems crisp and snappy and tie smoothly around my front. Damn. Stare at myself in the mirror, twist to get a better look at the back. I look good. Which is something I'm not sure I've ever thought about myself, to be honest. Just looking at myself gives me a weird sense of joy and pride. Smooth my hair back, put my hands on my hips, smile at myself in the mirror. Self-ogling session is cut short, however, when my attendant clears his throat. Shall we go then? Go? Go where? Turn away from the mirror. Why, to the hall, of course. It's already begun. But ball? What ball? Then I'm not given an answer. Instead, my attendant takes me by the arm and leads me towards the door, clearly hoping to get me there quickly. All I can do is gulp as I watch the scenery pass by, big cool stone growing in my gut. Parties? Why does it always have to be parties? Presenting Ignatius Walter Maxwell. Distinctly shrinking on myself. Did I really need to say my whole name like that? Cheeks feel about 100 degrees. Already dribbles of sweat working down my freshly cleaned neck. How the ballroom doesn't help. It's absolutely enormous. Bright. So fucking bright. A single inch of it gleams with gold and silver. Glittering 12-tiered chandeliers hanging from the ceiling and littling music drifting from a string quartet in the corner. The people. So many of them, all dressed in the nines with gorgeous dresses and dashing tuxedos. Upon my triumphant entrance, every single pair of eyes turned straight towards me. While they wanted to disappear inside the collar of my suit. This is too much. Way too much. Already I can feel my chest grow tight. Fuzzy dots dancing across my eyes. Come along now. Tina tugs me forward, but my legs feel like they're made of jelly and they refuse to move. I think I need a minute. Breath is coming out and faster. Fuck, I'm gonna pass out. Until... My dear friend! A familiar voice makes my head pop out. In a crowd of people part. From an aisle leading straight from the ground, thrown to the back of the room. Then, walking down the aisle, his hands stretched out in welcome. Well, hey, Olam. It's Olam. Throat catches. He looks fucking regal. Crisp white suit practically molded to his body, ornate crown framing from his orange hair, a fur-lined cape draped across his shoulders. Somehow, the sight of him, that familiar face, helps to calm my racing heart. My breath finally begins to slow. He smiles and walks towards me. I keep following behind him. It's been some time, hasn't it? I'm so glad you can join me here. Brings his hands to my shoulder, raises a brow at my clear discomfort. A little overwhelming, yes. But you get used to it. Come. Holds at his elbows and latches onto it like a spooked field mouse. The gaze jumps back and forth between the throngs of fancy partygoers as he walks me back down the aisle. Everyone seems to be watching us, handing themselves and talking in hushed whispers. Fingers dig deeper into Olam's arm with every step. When we reach the middle of the ballroom, Olam stops, turns towards me. You will have to have this dance with me, won't you? I do so love showing up at my guests of honor. His arms go to my waist and he pulls me in close with a possessive tug. Dance? Practically squawked. I don't. But Olam has already raised his hands to snap his fingers. In the instant, the string quartet begins a waltz. Don't worry, I'll lead. Let's go in an impish smile. Then he grabs my hand and dips me backwards. At this point, I'm not sure I could resist even if I tried. So with a flutter in my heart and a clumsy stutter in my step, I do my best to try and keep us as he pulls me back up and begins to dance. I have zero idea what I'm doing. Olam has clearly had plenty of practice. Arm around my waist keeps me held in close, and guards our movements in his hand as his hand squeezes mine, the beat of the rhythm. I'm not sure how my feet aren't doing anything close to what they're actually supposed to do, but it seems enough to keep up with the sway and the turns, and the lifting to and fro of Olam's hips. You're looking well. Trust my attendants will take good care of you. Smile again. Almost as though he wants to eat me whole. God. I really hope not, because... They were fine. Everything was fine. So focused on trying to find my words that I half trip over my feet. Olam just grins and pulls me back in. And sends me out for a spin and then leaves me 20 times. At least 20 times more discombobulated than before. Then tied again. Flush against my cheek, or chest. Flush against his face, or my face. My face flushes, there we go. And I jerk my head upwards to see Olam just looking at me, brows low. Notice you didn't take me up on the offer in the bath. Did try to prepare both of them to your liking. These the sweat work their ways down my forehead and temples. Olam sweeps me back up and into the dance again. Forced to take a second to refine my steps. He laughs. It's okay, I didn't actually expect you to. I was mostly more confirming things. raises a brow, slight grin stretching across his face. You see, Iggy, I've noticed something. You and I are like two sides of the same coin. We are? I croaked somewhat unbecomingly. You hate being around people. I love being around people. Another spin. You like to follow, I like to lead. And another. This one ending in a dip that nearly sends me to the floor. You don't want anyone? I want everyone. Wookie shoots at me, sends a discomforting twist down through my chest and straight to my bowels. Pulls me back up with a jerk. That's nice. It's about all I can manage to say in the moment. So the flush in my face probably says otherwise. I gets a kick out of this because his grin widens and lets out a chuckle. You're a funny fellow, Iggy. Am I? My brows arc. Then, because I feel the conversation going in an increasingly uncomfortable direction, tend to divert it with some small talk about mutual friends. Who do I talk about? Okay, I'm gonna maybe talk about Genzou. Maybe we can find out what has actually been going on between the two of them. So, where's Genzou? Oh, well, that too. So a half fake, half legit glance at our infrared, whatever that word is. You should have, been along by now, too, shouldn't he have? Ah, yes, it seems our rotund friend was quite tired. The servants informed me he went straight to his room for a lie down after his pampering. Quite taken it out, the poor thing. Lost at this. Oh, I can't seem to decide how I feel about this. Guilty, perhaps? Because maybe he didn't want to see me right now. But my wince it quickly morphed into a scowl. That was my fault. I'm not the one who had to suddenly confess something so ridiculous. To make everything all awkward. I raise my gaze, see Olin just watching me, smile playing on his lips. Trouble on the home front? That, unless before my mind has crafted an answer, what it comes out is a saliva-thick mess of sputtering and fumbling. And my cheeks heat up. Don't worry, I know about our friend's little infatuation. And from that reaction, I'm guessing you're finally privy to it as well. Raises a brow. Don't miss the way his hand seems to dip just slightly lower on my hips as he pulls me into the left. A grimace. Yeah, he told me. Leans in. And how does that make you feel? He returns. Look away. I don't know. Never thought about him that way before. Bite down on my lip. Oh, thought about him how? Well, all the grin spreads so wide as a wonder it doesn't take over his whole face. Twists his leg behind mine, sending me back onto his arms. Like this, perhaps? He pushes his thigh up between my legs. Or like this. It catches in my throat and I can hear my heart pounding in my ears. Because we both know that's what he wants. Willem, good to see you again, both coming out quicker and quicker. He jerks me back up with a laugh. Stumble against him, gives me a moment to find my balance, and my breath. Takes this opportunity to lean in, whispering right next to my ear. He does so enjoy taking what he wants. Furrow my brows, look down at him. He's just smiling. Throat feels tight. I swallow nervously. Genzou would never grind my teeth together, anger starting to bubble up again in the base of my throat. Before the rest of my thoughts are given the chance to form, one gives me a little push to get me back into the rhythm. You know, never thought I'd get a chance to thank you properly for what you did. Let me just give mine a little squeeze. I mean it when I said no one's ever done anything like that for me. Show me that kind of kindness. I mean, sure, that's what friends do, right? Yes, we are friends, aren't we? I'm not sure what he means by this, so I don't say anything. Instead, glancing down at my feet, I feel them start to twist again, keep from stumbling to the floor. I'm really glad you made it here. I admit I was hoping I'd be able to show you what I'd accomplished. Be able to repay the kindness you showed me. This is definitely quite the setup you got going here. It is, isn't it? One bites down on his lip, well, I can only imagine his barely restrained pride. You should have seen this place when it first arrived. Nothing but chaos, anarchy. Took quite a bit of incentive to bring the masses in line. But I managed to build something out of nothing, to turn this place into a proper kingdom, with laws, a government, and ample food supply. Certainly impressive, I say as I trip again, time falling forward against Orm's chest with an embarrassing flourish. Will pauses a moment to let me catch my breath, ever-present grin on his face as he watches me fumble. Find my balance and pull back. Face no doubt feel 50 shades of red. Indeed, he smirks, pulling me back into the rhythm. Yes, I'd say it's only missing one thing at this point. What's that? Hundreds of music has started building into a crescendo. Will takes this opportunity to give me one final spin before dipping me to the floor in a grand spiral flourish. Someone to rule it with me. Music reaches a peak and into a wailing high vibrato before snapping into a quivering silence. Ballroom goes absolutely quiet. So quiet I worry the entire crowd can hear the gulp in my throat as I stare up into Alden's leering face. Then partygoers begin to clap. Alden pulls me back up, one hand rising to accept his guess, applause, most deference, as the other finds my hip and tugs me against his side. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now please, please, enjoy yourselves. And music and wine flow well into the night. Next to him, I bring my hand to my face to hide my reddened cheeks. I want to disappear into my collar. What the hell have I got myself into? The rest of the ball continues in much the same manner. Getting shuffled around from circle to circle, showing off the partygoers, offered wine and champagne, and some strange little meat thing is wrapped in what tastes like pickled radish. Yeah, you don't want to eat that, Iggy. You really do not want to eat that. Well, it's completely in its element, making small talk, jokes, accepting and dishing out compliments, no matter how forced. Run out of energy to keep up with the conversations after a grand total of 2. And I definitely feel that. But you're still running on full steam after the 20th. Where you can just make up things to say, balance the natures of inanities, and smooch even the most glamorous of beauties is impressive, to say the least. Every time the conversation turns to me, the most I can choke out is a hello. Feels like we're at it for hours, and in the middle of an exceptionally long yet animated talk with a buxom Lady Balvinish and a trio of fans, managed to slip away towards one of the far corners, grabbing another flute of champagne on the way and downing half of it in one gulp. Leg shakers lean up against the wall. I feel my sweat clinging in the back of my neck. Take one breath, 2. And we're still starting to settle down as I watch the clusters of guests shuffle about. Some of them talking, some of them dancing, all of them sneaking the occasional glance at the short little redhead bobbing in and amongst the lace and frills. Certainly seem to like him. I can't help but notice that there's not a plain one amongst the bunch. All of them, every single one of them, could easily pass for a model. It's almost as though they've been hand-selected through some kind of booty-only casting call. where are all the normal people? Like me. Gulp down the rest of my champagne. Enjoying yourself? Lay down an unbecoming seat and jerk backwards, nearly dropping my glass. Oliver's right next to me, hands on his hips. Don't worry, I know this isn't your thing, he smirks. Puts an arm around my waist and brings a hand out to shield his mouth in an over-embellished whisper. Shall we find somewhere a little quieter? My mouth go dry. He doesn't wait for my response. Instead, latching onto my arm and tugging me towards the door. Come, come, come. Once back out in the hallway, the car feels almost deafening. It only leads me gleefully past bowing guards and attendants towards the grand staircase in the main hall, practically dancing up the steps. Where are we going? I asked almost hesitantly. My room, of course. There's something I want to show you. I was so Blanche. I don't say anything. All of a sudden, incredibly nervous. You're not gonna, whip out your, family jewels, are ya? 'Cause, we already seen Gedge's, jugs, so... Only a few minutes later, we arrive in front of a giant set of crimson double doors, big enough to fit an entire truck inside them. Attendants manning either side bow in reverence, with twin "Good morning, your majesties," before pushing open the doors with a heavy creak. That is a giant teddy bear. I also see a stuffed puppy just through the text box there too. That's cute. We step inside. My jaws drop. It's not what I expected. Well, some of it is. There's an absolutely enormous canopy bed topped with a deep red duvet and about 50 pillows. A giant armory decorated with golden vines and leaves stands next to a full-length mirror. Above us hang more chandeliers, smaller but no less ornate than the ones in the ballroom. What I don't expect, however, are the toys. They're everywhere. I'm assuming he's wanting to get everything he wanted that he didn't get in his childhood. Yeah, poor all of them. Stuffed animals of all shapes and sizes, including the biggest teddy bear I've ever seen in my life, laying in the corner. Action figures, puppets, dolls, bats and balls, model planes, and a miniature train chugging on a track that circles the entire room. I stand there a moment in the doorway, just taking it all in. Wonderland gives me another tug, guiding me into the room proper. This way, this way. Leads me through the versatile toy store, towards a set of glass doors on the other side of the room. Don't miss the brown stuffed rabbit propped up on the pillows of the bed, like some kind of throne as we pass by. Pushes open the door and pulls me out onto a large balcony. I step forward, gaze going skyward. It's gorgeous. Like a whole world has opened up above me. Galaxy of stars just for me. And as I step even further, see the world down below. Picture perfect nightscape of the countryside. Tiny dots of light colour the nearby town. Purple and blue trees trace the curves of the hills. Moonlight dapples the surface of the lake. Like a goddamn painting or something. Instantly I feel my anxiety begin to recede, almost as though swallowed up by all that calming blue. I thought she might like it. Walk over to the railing, join the coolness of the marble beneath my fingers. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, feel the chill swirling around in my lungs. Then let my gaze go back to the stars and that ever-expanding universe. I could get lost in it. Even someone like me needs a little alone time now and then. Fortunately, I had the best spot in the kingdom to get my fix. Oliver stands next to me, leaning his elbow on the railing. This could be all yours, you know. Everything the light touches could be yours. Sorry. There it is again. That offer. I blink. Look down at him. Got his gaze turned up at me. Same sly grin from earlier curled across his lips. Then he turns away, off towards the scenery. Check out the collar. This is all a bit much for me. Not like you need to do much. As you can see, I got things well under my control. Just as towards the world beyond the balcony. But I admit, I want more than this. I want to expand, grow. Turn this into a thriving kingdom worthy of the history books. So much of this world left to discover, and I want to discover it all. To take it all. Snatches out the air, curling his hand into a fist. And, well, even someone like me could use a little support in a grand endeavor. Then turns towards me. A little companionship, shall we say. All my face grew warm. On goes the bathers, young gorgeous partygoers, all are seemingly enamored by all of them. Don't you, already have plenty of possible companions? One takes my shoulders in his hand. But none of them are what I need. Someone who cares about me. Been with me through thick and thin. Someone I can truly depend on. And that's me. I was look completely flabbergasted because all at last, spinning down the front of my suit. Don't think so poorly of yourself. Of course it's you. Then my gaze turns skyward again, studying the stars as my brain ruminates on this piece of information. And, of course, it's not like there wouldn't be anything in it for you. All the alone time you could ever want. 5-star meals every night. Lifetime of pampering, not to mention. Raise a brow and a sly smirk. My ample collection of games right for your pleasure. Husk us a beat. That does sound nice. Just think about it, Our own little world. We don't have to bother ourselves with the expectation of others, the scorn of others. A place for us, where we make the rules. Yes, feel his hand find mine, bony fingers curling around my knuckles. Look over with a start, but he's not looking at me. His gaze instead turned up towards the stars. Like him, they must all get lost once again in the swirling abyss, breathe in the Milky Way. That was kind of sweet. In Olam's little way. Don't stay out much longer. One must notice how tired I am, because he soon steers me back into the warmth of his room. Tuttering the whole way as he smooths down my hair, brushes a few loose speckles of dust off my shoulders, chuckles, coughs into his hand. He dons that sardonic smile from down the ballroom. This is the point in the evening where I normally invite you to my bed, but... dancing his fingers up my chest to grab my tie, pulling me in close. Much as I'd love to get you out of your dashing suit. Or just as quickly letting me go with a snap. I know that's not what you want, so never fear. Arranged my finest room for you. Just down the hall in case you happen to need anything during the night. Taps the tip of his fingers together with a proud smile. Oh, thanks. He's returning to my cheeks. Like he knows exactly what to say to get the blood rushing to my face. That was nice. It was nice, yeah. Everything, I mean. Look down, to the right, to the left. Finally can feel the awkward heat that must be warping the air above me. Olam raises a bow, just standing there a moment, staring at me. Then grins the goofiest grin he's donned all night, reaching out to grab my chin and give my head a little shake. You adorably social adept, Button. I could eat you up. Oh, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would, Olam. Now that face must truly look like a tomato. Of course, anything for you, my dearest friend. Pulls away with a snap, in my brain feeling exceptionally rattled in my skull. And I do mean anything. No matter the urge that may spring forth within your loins. Please don't say that ever again. Do let one of my attendants know, They shall accommodate your... I'm not even going to finish that. One hand to my back, he guides me to the door, where a rubber attendant is already waiting to take me to my room. Do get some sleep, yes, and think about my author. Yeah, no, we're good, thanks. I want my prostate left alone, thank you. The door closes behind me, leaving me alone with the attendant in the ornate hallway. This way, sir. Attendant bows and starts forward. Past another attendant on the way. This one leaning what looks like a man and a woman from the ball towards Orlama store. Oh, it looks like he's having some fun. Both of them are trying to express twin grins of excited mirth. Don't have time to let my thoughts linger on them, though, because the attendant has already opened up a door on the left and is currently holding it open for me. I dash forward as not to keep him waiting, find myself in a wonderfully elegant room. While not as big as Orland's for sure, it's still equally ornate, far grander than anything I've ever stayed in before. And this one has a blue theme to juxtapose Orland's red. I mean, basically looks purple, not blue, but duvet, the pillows, the rugs and curtains, everything's different shade of blue. It's wonderfully calming. We prepared the night clothes for you on your bed, sir. If you need anything during the night, simply ring this bell. Attendant gestures towards a small brass bell hanging on the wall by the door. Oh, thank you. Say clumsily before the attendant bows and walks back out, leaving me alone. The sweet serenity of isolation. Take a short jaunt around the room to get my feel of the place. Ending up at the bed, where I find a set of blue silk pajamas waiting for me. How luxurious. Settle on quickly, loving how irresistible they feel on my skin. Climb up and onto the duvet. Must be down because it sinks delightfully beneath my touch. So soft I could get myself lost in it. At the top of the bed, find a single pink rabbit resting against the pillows. Aww. The exact same pink rabbit that we had when we were kids. Aww. Stare at it for a moment, blinking, and grab it, hold it against my chest, as I lie back with my gaze towards the ceiling. Try to think back to the real world, to my apartment in Brookside, to the work I still have left to finish, even to my parents. All of it seems so far away, and ridiculously unimportant. Run my thumb across the soft velveteen head of the rabbit in my arms, eyes drooping. Thoughts drift to Orlam, to the expansive stars overhead. The feeling of his hand in mine, gangly and rough. Something pings in the back of my mind. Close my eyes. When I open them again, I'm outside, standing on the sidewalk, watching as my classmates trickle out of the building. After prom. Well after prom. What time had it been? Had it been around 6 in the morning? I lost the others somehow. Even Gidget, despite her practically refusing to leave my side the latter half of the night. Don't spy any of them now amongst the surrounding exodus, so I figure they must either still be inside somewhere or left earlier. Run her hand through my hair. Tired, exhausted, trying to go back home and sleep until noon. I started down the path away from the school and towards the bus stop. Clears out quickly, to the point that I soon find myself alone. Most of my classmates have cars, or at least someone who does. I don't even have my learner's permit. Shoving my hands into my pockets, I count the cracks on the sidewalk as I shuffle along. Still dim, no longer pitch black, but dark enough that you can still make out the stars in the sky. Chilly morning air is making the hair on my arms stand up straight. Glance up around, round in the corner, then stop. Almost standing beneath the light at the bus stop. Looks so small just standing there, staring at the ground. The overhead light is casting harsh shadows across his shoulders and arms, emphasizing the protruding bumps of his bones. Hey! Call out as I start towards him. I feel my feet slow as he turns around. His face is dark. Eyes turning towards me vacantly. Face an ashy grey. Just staring. Staring. Feel goosebumps pop up all along my neck and arms. Looks like some sort of kind of ghost. Hey, try again, slowly falling into place beside him at the stop. Everything okay? I was wondering where you went. Suddenly felt like I was alone in there. I smile. Doesn't return it. Nor does he say anything. Just staring at me, the same look of almost confused emptiness. Now I'm closer. Get a better look at him. His eyes are pink and puffy. Hair is a scraggly mess. His clothes look like they've gone through a wrestling match. Notice the buttons of his shirt no longer match up. Did something... So I'm looking back and forth from his face to his bed-wrinkled appearance. Did something happen? And this face seems to curl in on itself. Brows furrow on his eyes, his lips pull back into his throat cringe. Gaze falls as what happens to be a renewed burst of tears begins running down his cheeks. Shit. Reach forward out of instinct. Suddenly stand there awkwardly, one arm around his shoulder, he cries in silence. Hey, it's okay. Finally say, give him what I hope is a reassuring squeeze. Feel him shake, hiccups racking his frame. He sniffs. Everyone always abandons me. Face twists in concern, but I don't say anything, waiting to see if he'll continue. Gets another sniff, a phlegmy cough. First Brownie, then my mum, and now even. Clenching his eyes shut, see him bite down on his tongue. Brings a hand up to wipe at his face. All it does is spread the tears and snot across his cheeks. Finally, turns towards me, jaw taunt. Is there something wrong with me? Nothing wrong with you, I wince. Take a step back to give him some room as he wipes his knotty arm on his shirt. Nobody cares about me. I'm all alone. Gaze draws back to the ground. I don't know what to say. Not sure there's anything to say. So instead, reach for his hand, taking his bony fingers in mine, clenched around my knuckles tightly, desperately almost. I return the squeeze, not even minding the sweat and the snot and the tears greasing his palm. I can still feel him shaking. Can we at least fucking give this poor guy a hug? I want to give him a hug. See his knobby little knees bumping against each other. You're not alone. That's what I want to say. It gets caught up in my throat. Because maybe it's not true. I don't know. Don't know what to do. If all I can do is be here for him now, in this moment, then, well, I guess I can do that. Turn my head skyward towards the slowly brightening sky, watching as the stars begin to fade out above us, and stand there, holding his hands until the bus comes to take us home. Man, this guy honestly deserves better friends. Awake the next morning to the sun filtering in through the curtains and painting patterns across the sheets. I feel so comfortable, like I never want to leave. I smile and roll over, still hugging the pink rabbit against my chest, burying my face back into the pillow. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes turns into 10, into 15. Finally, however, pushed myself up onto the mattress, frazzled oomph, running a hand through my hair and rubbing my eyes. Something grumbled through the blue sink of my pajamas. Realized I'd never had a proper dinner last night. Just some snacks after the bath. Those meat things at the ball. And the alcohol. Lots of alcohol. I grimace. Slide off the bed and pad towards the bathroom. While not as large as the one I bathed in yesterday, this one is extraordinarily ornate. And it's equipped with both a giant shower with rainfall shower head and monstrous claw-footed tub. Opposite these fineries and the vanity and toilet, which I partake myself at first, staring at the gold patterns on the wall as I release the liquid I embedded the night prior. Once I wash up using the toiletries provided on the vanity, head back out, where I spot my clothes sitting on one of the chairs. They're perfectly cleaned, single hint of blood remaining. Even the hole made by the scissors has been expertly sewn and closed. I stare at them for a moment, then shrug and put them on. Finally, after everything that's happened, peace of normal feels quite comforting. When I open the door to step out into the hallway, greeted by a rabbit attendant. "Shall I take you to your breakfast, sir?" he asked with a bow. "Oh, sure, that sounds good, yeah." Another bow. Then we're on our way, through the corridors and down the grand staircase, past other attendants cleaning, dusting, and polishing the castle trimmings. "This way, sir." The attendant bows again, once we reach a large set of double doors, and opens them to reveal a grand dining hall with long tables stretched across its center. Table is already piled high with food, eggs, toast, meats, and cheeses, bowls and bowls of fruit. Eyes practically bug out of my head as my stomach gives another unsightly growl. Guys to the far end of the table, and seated to the right of the grand throne at its head. I can eat any of this?" I asked hesitantly, already eyeing a steaming plate of scrambled eggs. "Of course, sir." Another bow, and my attendant steps back and away from the table, leaving me to feast. Despite his answer, I remain unsure. Sit there a moment longer, hands in my lap and gaze perusing the table, before finally reaching out with a little waggle of my fingers. Far door bursts open. "Icky, so good to see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on this fine morn." Owen waltzes in, arms outstretched as though about to make some sort of proclamation. Behind him, rather dressed in kitchen attire, wheels in a large cart, all trays of food, the silver lids gleaming in their chandeliers. "I trust you slept well." "Yeah, it was great. So great." I return my hands to my lap. Wallace huddles over, hands clasped behind his back, and shit-eating grin practically engulfing his face. "Wonderful, wonderful, yes." He returns to his tut-tutting, tamming my still errant curls and moving down the arms of my shirt. "I want to make sure you were well taken care of." Did you have a nice night?" I asked, mostly because I don't know what else to say. Roland laughs, bringing a hand to his chest. "Me? Oh yes, I had an exhilarating evening, shall we say." Rabbit from earlier catches my eye, wheeling the great big cart around the other side of the table and heading in my direction. Glance up at Autumn and back at the cart. "What's this? More food?" "It is indeed. You see, I've had a surprise for you this morning, Iggy. A special feast just for you." "Oh?" Watch as the rabbit lugs the largest tray up and off the cart, placing it down right in front of me. Then, with a grand flourish of steam, he moves the silver lid and steps back. Met first with the most delicious of smells, wafting up and around me like a tempting trifecta of fat, grease, and childboard perfection. Once the steam dispels, I see the meat itself. Giant ham, perfectly cut, oozing juices into a puddle on the plate. Why do I have a feeling this is Genzou? This is Genzou, isn't it? Bring up a hand. Damn, the smells. It is Genzou. Don't you like it? I carved this one myself, you know. Wanted to make sure it was done perfectly. He's shaking now, his voice hoarse and crackling with phlegm, face flushed with ecstasy. I made the cuts while he was still alive, so it would be as fresh as possible. So I'd still be able to taste his fear. Lurches towards me. I was going around my shoulders and fingers, pushing the bangs out of my eyes. I could feel his breath hot on my forehead. But I'm letting you try it first, Iggy. You get the first piece. I stared down at the plate. Stared down at the sizzling fat, soon curling up and away from the meaty folds. You'll join me, won't you, Iggy? Join me here in this paradise meant for the two of us. Pushes his face into my hair. I can feel his smile press against my scalp, and soft as a whisper. Let's make our own rules. Together. Oh no, do we eat Genzou or not? Let's see what happens when we don't eat it, because I get the feeling that you'll probably get killed, but I'm gonna see you through it. No, this is something everything is rushing back through my head like a high-speed train. Luxurious room, balcony, the ball, bath and the pampering. I let myself go too far. Let things go too far. This wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't supposed to happen. Bring a hand to my mouth. Already I can feel pinpricks of tears in the corners of my eyes. I'm shaking. Vision warping. Walls undulating around me. Genzou, I can still see him in my mind. Last time we looked at each other last night in the hall. Back in the boat during our fight. Fuck this. This is all my fault. I gotta do something. I gotta stop this. Reach forward towards the cutlery on the table. Got my fingers around the handle of the knife. Barely breathe now. Barely see. Focus on the cool metal. Grip it tighter and tighter. Then whip it around and stab it straight into Orm's gut. That's how the strangle with noise of surprise. Shudders. Step backwards. His eyes are bugging out of his head. Another backward stumble. Looks from me to the knife, then back to me. Blinks. It's at this moment that the guard knows what happened. In less than a second, they're on me. Yeah. Definitely don't stand a chance against all these rabbit guards. Yank me out of the chair, throwing me to my knees, and fingers digging into the arm so tight I grasp. Across from me, another set of ropes flies towards Orlum. They look like they want to grab him, hands extend, but ultimately remain a few feet back as he stands there trembling. Orlum's gaze goes back to the knife, wraps his hands around it, tugs it out. Running his shirt, it's red now. Glistening pool forming across his belly. Stares at the knife as though he's never seen something like it in his life. Then smiles. Laughs. Impish grin taking over his entire face. I thought you'd be different, Iggy. Drops the knife onto the floor with a clatter. Then his hand goes to his belly, blood gurgling up and around his fingers. I thought for sure you'd be there with me. Sticks his finger into the hole with a squelch. Ew. When he pulls them back out, stringy tendrils of blood stretch through the air. You wouldn't abandon me. Licks his finger, drags the blood clots across his chin. Ew. His eyes. His eyes aren't focused. Staring at me, but not at me. Saying something else entirely. Laughs again, shoulders heaving with it. But it turns out you're just like everybody else. Olymp, please stop this. I choke. I didn't realize the tears and snot are flowing freely down my face now. Olymp lurches forward, his neck twisting naturally, or unnaturally. Stop this? Stop what? He points the tips of his bloody fingers to his temple, jerks them as though pulling the trigger of a gun. His eyes have gone dark. Pupils like quivering pinpricks on orbs of bulging light. And his smile. The smile stretches for miles. What a delightful moon-shaped curve that pulls and strains at the skin. You wish I would have altered myself too, don't you? Yes, all these years. I would love to see my brains all over the floor. No, Olymp, I would never. I shook my head with a phlegmy cough. Shh, it's okay. Another forward lurch. This one sends him down in front of me, kneecaps clanking against the floor. Brings his floaty fingers to my lips, as though trying to shush me. It's fine now. I don't care anymore. Slithers onto my lap, weight sending sharp twinges of pain out through my arms, but the rabbits keep firm on their grip. Because I don't need any of you anymore. I laugh. Lips tremble with it. His hand goes back to his stomach. Fingers digging and scrunching inside the fleshy hole. Scoops another slimy clot of blood out, letting the thick gobs of ooze between his fingers. Stop playing with your wound! He mashes it against my forehead, tracing his fingertips down my face and across my cheeks. I kind of expected it like that one scene in The Lion King where he's pretty much doing, or I think he's doing the thing to Simba said. Christening me. I have a new family now. New friends to take care of me. Ones that would never abandon me. Another snicker. Now his fingers slide between his lips. I can taste his blood sharp and coppery on my tongue. Deeper and deeper. Down the back of my throat. So deep it makes me gag. Tears spring into my eyes. Because I won't let them. Grabs a chunk of my hair in his other hand and wrenches it backwards. Breath hitches from the flash of pain. Dots dancing across my vision. Slides his fingers back out of my mouth, crossing my chin, or across my chin, leaving a trail of saliva and blood that oozes down my neck. I can feel his hands shaking, his body quivering. But don't worry. I won't forget the brief moments of kindness you've shown me. Runs his tongue up the slimy red trail. Presses noise and mouth into my neck, just beneath my ear. Smelling, tasting, breathing me in with a euphoric smile. I'll cook you nice and slow so you can enjoy it too. My dear friend. Well, that ended as expected. Fortunately, you were cooked slowly. Very slowly. But there was one second where you did actually enjoy it. A second when you finally blacked out. Would you really like to restart? Yes. I don't want to be cooked into another meal. Oh, stop trying to fight it. Don't you get it? This is who you are. Eat it, Iggy. You deserve this. Yeah, slightly different, and yeah, we get to eat Genzou. Yay! I don't know how to feel about this. Yes, I do deserve this. I deserve all of this. Maybe this place is for us. Our own Wonderland. Hey, they finally said it. When no one can tell us that we're wrong, that we don't belong. Lips curl into a smile. I pick up the fork off the table. Yes, this is our place. Our own special place. This time I got to make the rules for us, for once. And so, steam caressing my cheeks, I bring my fork towards the meat and begin to eat. Now glorious feast begin. Yeah, I don't like in this option, he's enjoying it a little too much. Things move quickly after that. Oh, I get crowned! Yay! Hell yeah. But true enough to Olin's word, I'm never forced into anything I don't want. Get to live how I choose, offering all the support and advice from behind the scenes. Welcome back after his treks into the kingdom. Long nights of entertaining guests. Otherwise, doing whatever the hell I want. And as for the two of us, we spend our time strategizing. Playing? Oh god. Yeah, they definitely got a different definition of playing. Like, kind of like, really? Right in front of my salad? Gives me that kind of vibe. Like, oh, he's just kind of ignoring it with playing his games while he's doing that in the back. And sleeping. Oh, that's a bit more wholesome. And I take care of him. Every step of the way. To be honest, it's exhilarating having so much power. To be able to enact something to law, and watch it play out from our forfeited sanctuary. To be able to do whatever I want without someone telling me what to do. Something more productive, or be this, be that, get out, or settle down. No expectations. Nothing asking things of me. Nobody wanting things from me. The days quickly blur together. Days turn into weeks, into months. Two of us rolling from our castle on top of the world. Not sure how long it's been by the time we decide to move forward with our expansion plans. First course of action is the nearby forest. Long haunted by legends of a terrifying beast, it's laid untouched, near the Olam noise men going near it. It makes me wonder if that's maybe blocks, which we'd kind of forgotten about until now. If we're going to have any hope of expanding into the unknown, we first need to be able to conquer those lands closer to home. We set out together, two of us on our first excursion, accompanied by a battalion of our finest guards to survey and stake the region. Into the forest we march, with the confidence of two mighty explorers, eager to make the discovery of a lifetime. Deeper and deeper we go, spirits high, ambitions unfaltering. Through the brush, over sticks and rocks, to where the air grows cold and the trees coil and twist around us like a wooden cage. I can tell the guards around us are growing restless, fidgety. Glance from side to side at every snapping branch or hooting owl. Olm, however, is unfazed. Walks out ahead, hand on his chin, scrutinizing every rock and pebble. These trees will need to be cleared out. And that's nothing a few dozen of my men can't accomplish in a week or two. I can use the wood to build a resort of sorts. Hot spring, perhaps? Yes, that would certainly bring in some tourism. God knows the kingdom could use more destination spots. Hear him mumbling to himself. Sir, up ahead. Two of us glance forward to see the trees open up, revealing a small cabin at the center of a clearing. Hand goes to his hips. What's that doing here? Didn't know there was anyone living here. Scowls. Now we need to leave at once. This land, all of it. It will all need to be cleared. Sir, yes, sir. Something twitches in the back of my brain, like a little bug trying to crawl its way out of a deep, dark hole that's been cemented over. Look from Orlam to the cabin, back to Orlam. I say nothing. Come, Miggy. Let's go see who's really made themselves at home on our land without our permission. Fast forward, shoes crunching noisily as he storms across the clearing. Dash after him, falling to step just as he arrives at the door of the cabin. Gives a quick set of raps, foot tapping an angry rhythm in the dirt. The creepy music is back. Hello, who lives here needs to come out at once, by order of the king. But it's silent. There's something except for the haunting trill of a bird flying overhead. I demand you come out at once. Orlam squawks. Maybe they're not home? I can see Orlam's body curl ever so slightly forward. He's getting mad. Then we shall raise the house to the ground. Think someone went over the gall to build a home out here. Don't even have a building permit. What about all the taxes they owe? Reaches forward to knock again, except this time he must get a better idea, because he tries with the knob instead. Clicks easily. He pushes the door open a crack at first, before throwing it open the rest of the way. Whoever lives here needs to come out right this moment, or I'll send in my guards. Still nothing. Peering inside at the interior of the cabin, small but cozy. It's probably not much more than a bed, a table, and a stove. What are you doing? The sound of voice makes us both jump, and we turn to see someone standing a few yards off, seemingly returning to the cabin with an armful of chopped wood. Stare for a second. One seems so... Then it hits me. Bucks, I croak, taking a step back. Wow, this is unexpected. Look of disdain stays constant. And after all this time, you still look like shit. What are you doing in my house? Eyes narrow, looking back and forth between us and the cabin. The glint in her eyes makes my stomach twist. And that tingling pain I felt earlier begins pulsing again in the back of my brain. Something's not right. Something's not right. Grab Orlam's wrist. Orlam, maybe we should go. Orlam flicks it away. Go? I'm not going until we've gotten some answers. We've gotten this illegal tenant of our land. Buck just stares. Something wrong with the way she's looking at us. Eyes dark, not even blinking. She drops the pile of wood to the ground, and I don't miss the way her biceps ripple with the movement of her arms. This is my land, she says simply. Tone of voice sends goosebumps up and down my arms. And you're trespassing. The keeper of the woods. The legends were true after all. The whispers of the guards behind us catch my attention. By the time I glance back, they've already started to slink backwards. What are you idiots talking about? Orlam snaps. This is nothing but... And they apparently had enough. Turn tail and begin running back across the clearing, before Orlam can even finish chastising them, leaving the two of us alone with Bucks. Oh no. Think they would be such cowards. But great, this is not going to end well for us then. Heart drops into my gut. Orlam, please. Reach against again for his wrist. He goes stomping towards Bucks before I can grab it, one hand raised in a comical show of scolding. Well, I don't care who you are. You're in my kingdom, and those in my kingdom had to follow my rules. Now, are you going to vacate the premises, or am I going to have to? Hand on his throat cuts off the last of his threat. Gulps his entire neck, fingers digging into the skin, squeezing his esophagus. That's how squeak, that's half surprise, half pain. His crown tumbling to the grass. Then, the other hand joins, gripping his neck from the other side and popping his chin up above her thumbs in an unnatural slant. Can he stare? Eyes growing larger and larger as she lifts him off the ground. Almost hand fly to his neck, grappling at her hands, scratching and clawing and tugging. But his efforts prove futile. He can only grasp and choke as his legs kick out fruitlessly beneath him. This is my land, Buck says again, right to his face. And you are trespassing. Bucks! His voice squeaks. Voice is turning red, purple. Then she begins to shake him. In big, heavy jolts that send his head flopping back and forth, bob whooping like a snake's tail. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. All those panic squawks cut in and out with the convulsions. Can't even think with he making all that fucking noise. You can see the veins popping out in Buck's hand, arms trembling, eyes wild. Why can't you give me a moment of fucking peace? There's a horrifying snap. I feel the blood drain from my face. Hold on. Almost gone quiet. His body is limp. But still she keeps shaking. Still she keeps wrenching his body back and forth as her hands dig into his throat tighter and tighter. So tight I can see blood bubbling beneath her fingers. So tight I swear she's going to squeeze his head right off his body. Body falls like limp spaghetti. His eyes bulging. Foam dribbling between his lips. And it's at this moment that I turn and run. I don't consciously think about it. My body just does it. Running, racing, sprinting back across the clearing, back into the forest. Have to get away. Have to escape before she sets her sights on me. Trees whip at my face. I brush scratching and grabbing at my ankles. But I don't let it slow me. Even as my heart threatens to beat straight out of my chest. Keep pressing forward. Sheer panic controlling my arms and legs. Yeah, I get the feeling that Bucks is still going to be able to catch up to us. Run until I burst out of the trees and find myself at a river. Ledgefront, gasping and wheezing, stumbling towards the bank. Fall to my knees, not even caring about the rocks and petals cracking against bone, but the water seeping through my pants and staining the fabric. At least we're not going to be falling off a cliff this time. I kneel there at a moment, just catching my breath. Taste of copper on my tongue as my lungs struggle for oxygen. Head feels so heavy. Heavy my skull pulses with the weight. Reach up and grab my crown, throwing it to the ground beside me. Then do the same with my cape, wrestling free of it with a frustrated grunt, heaving it onto the grass. Fuck. 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 Bring my hands to my face, body curling inward. Feel a salty twinge just beneath my eyes. The tears don't stop coming. They won't stop coming. Won't come. All I get instead is a dull ache in my chest, as a throbbing drum pounds away in my head. I lean forward, gazing down into the water, into the river. I can see myself, see my face, my eyes. Twisted. Why do I look so twisted? Well, it's like I've been playing on a faulty TV. Yeah, this is weird. We've never seen this before. Apart from, like, the weird little flashback things. Run my hand up to my cheek. Doesn't even look like me. That's not me. That can't be me. Real me would never. Look at what you become. Breath hitches with a start. I sit back, looking left and right. Voices seem to come from right next to me. They seem right in my ear. You're a monster. I joke again. This time, it seemed to come from the opposite direction. Oh, we've been haunted by Gidget, aren't we? Oh, damn it. Just when I thought we'd be done with her. I feel my heart start to pick up again. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's your fault they're dead. You killed them all. Bring my hands to my head, fingers clenching in my hair. You murdered Gidget. No. You ate Genzou. No. Watch countless people be tortured, killed, eaten. All while you sat back and smiled. Wasn't me. I didn't. And now the one person you care about in the entire godforsaken world. One person who actually cared about you. You couldn't help him. Couldn't save him. Didn't even lift a finger. Just stood there and watched him be killed. And ran like a coward, with your tail tucked between your legs. Press my head tighter. I feel my heart beating against the inside of my chest. He needed you, and you abandoned him, like you always do. There's nothing I could have done. I shake my head, harder and harder, trying to make it stop. You abandoned everyone, you selfish fuck. Something snaps inside of me, and I scream. Starts as a low, throated groan in the base of my throat, before tumbling out and vibrating inside my skull. You were never there for them. I scream and I scream and I scream. Never there when they needed you. Pull and tear at my hair. Never thinking about anything except yourself. Shut up. Up. Our syllable seems to ring across the clearing, bouncing off the rocks and trees. I crumple, my body shaking, stomach twisting, shame and guilt choking my heart. For a second, the voice seems to stop, all strangely silent around me. I lean forward, looking back down into the water. No. I shake my head. No. Me in the water is smiling. Except to Iggy. Nothing but a sad, selfish little man. Iggy. That voice. That fucking voice. I want to snuff it out. I want to rip and tear it apart. It's haunting me. Feeding on me. What do you want, Iggy? What do I want? I want that voice to go away. I want it to stop taunting me. It's not true. None of it's true. That wasn't me. That couldn't have been me. It was all a lie. All of it. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Wish for that voice to go away. It won't stop. Just keeps going and going, driving me insane. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Vocal cords crack with the words. For a second, don't hear anything else. Nothing except my voice echoing. Then the words fade. Look back down into the water. That's when I see it. bubble rising to the surface, followed by another, and another. It sizzles. Thin layer of foam forming across the top. Raise your finger towards it. Whip it back at the flare of pain that seizes my fingertip. I blink. Looking at it for a moment, feel the realization rise to the surface of my brain. It's the only way to make all the bad thoughts go away. That's right. That's how the voices go away. Why didn't I think of that sooner? I smile. Reach my hand down into water, cupping it in my palms. Pain is immediate. I take it stabbing into my skin, up and down my fingers and palms. But I ignore it. Ignore the fizzling steam curling up and away from my hands. Ignore the way my palms begins to turn red. No crackling pop of bubbles as my skin begins to cook. I ignore all of it. Bring the water to my lips. Yes, that's right. I need to wash myself clean. Wonder if this is what Olin was thinking when he, drank the bleach. If so, man. And so, I drink it. Pain flares up in my throat, covering my mouth and lips. My hot poker is jabbing at my windpipe, and instinctively I jerk forward with a cough. On fire. My insides are on fire. I choke, gag, coming back up. But I reach for more and more handfuls. Hands are turning in a deep red now. I smell them burning and charring, feeling the steam curling upwards as the skin sizzles and pops. But I don't stop. I bring more and more of it to my tongue. Shoulders heave and I puke. I sense the acid back up and through my throat, burning the entire way. Now rinse it down with more. Up and down, up and down. My mouth is on fire, my tongue is on fire, my throat is on fire. More heaves. Bits and pieces of my stomach and throat are coming out with the gunk now. The colour in the river is warring, horrible greenish brown. Head starting to swim, vision fading in and out. Everything steaming and hissing and fizzling around me, inside me, in me from the inside out. It's starting all the way through my throat now. But I'm clean. Fuck, I'm so clean. And the voice is finally gone. No longer taunting me. One glorious moment, everything is calm. Quiet. Then, lose all strength in my arms and collapse into the water. Well, at least we got to go out on our own way, I guess. The river turns red around me, flowing away, 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 taking the bad thoughts with it. Yeah, that was definitely an unfortunate way to go. But as I said, at least it was on our own terms. If it was our own terms, that is. That's the end of Arc 3. Man. Oh my god, okay, that one was a bit more depressing than usual. Let's see, with finding out more about Olin. But yeah, man, so many deaths and just... yeah, this one was definitely a bit more fucked up. Which makes me worried for the next 2 arcs, because yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm wondering if next time we'll be going for Gidget this time, because, I mean, we've done Genzou, then we did, yeah, Olin. If we're gonna do Gidget, I am not looking forward to that, because... she's gonna be anything like, what she's been like in the Wonderland, Yeah, I get the feeling that it's gonna involve a lot of, well, something about SA again. So, yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to that, but yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, because if I'm thinking correctly, and that our emotions and everything are heightened when we're in Wonderland, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting our next time around, especially with Gidgets. Now, I'm guessing Arc 5 will be for a box. Yeah, I'm hoping we actually get to see more box, because apart from the barbecue and then this like a little ending part, we haven't gotten to see much of her, so yeah, well, on to Arc 4, I guess.